schools did you look at?
Transferring, I really looked all around the country, mainly some of the schools that started when I came out of high school. But out of respect to them, I don't really talk much, but I know it was from every different conference, and I was able to, in a short amount of period, visit these schools and decide on Arizona State.
And what made you pick Arizona State despite the cloud and the investigation? And that a lot of people would steer away from ASU because of that. Did that scare you off? And obviously it didn't.
It obviously didn't too much time here, but it was honestly no big deal with Coach Herm and the belief that I had in him and the rest of the staff. At that point, they were completely bought in, and it was really meeting some of the players as well. Everyone was bought into winning a Pac-12 championship, and we're going to have to put those pieces together to make that happen. But I think that everyone's bought in, and I think that was definitely a huge part of it.
Okay. What's it like coming from Alabama? I mean, it's Alabama. And you grew up probably
true,
worshiping Alabama,
right,
obviously. Did you get a lot of people saying, hey, why would you want to leave Alabama? Or was it more understanding in your neck of the woods that, hey, he wants to play?
Right. I think, coming from Alabama, I was born and raised in Alabama, went to Alabama. So it was, a big step for sure for me going all the way out to Arizona and Tempe. So, but everyone, they were very supportive. Every single one of my teammates, they want what's best for me, and that's what I believe what was best for me to head out here. And so they completely supported me.
What do you learn? What did you learn in that program? Because obviously it's Alabama. It's a culture. Right. It's winning is everything. So
right.
What did you learn there that you think you can bring here?
Right. I think from the football aspect, I think a lot of it was just knowledge of the game, what the prior offensive coordinators they have done for me, and really helping me learn things that I didn't even learn coming into college, and so that I can bring over here along with the process that Coach Saban had and the standard that he holds us to and the amount of work that it takes to win. It's not just, you can't just hope to win. You really got to put in the work and the extra hours and the study in the film room, stuff like that, where I'll never forget seeing people, put in that work and me myself to carry that on here.
What do you think when you come here, and obviously you haven't been here long, but what are the differences in the programs? Is there anything inherently different?
Really not at all. I think obviously it's two different sides of the country, but when it comes down to it, ball's ball, and everyone wants to go win, and so that's really the goal. And I'd say Coach Herm does a fantastic job, and everyone has their own process, and it's really none of them are too far off from each other. And it's just when every player can truly buy in and want to put it together and want to win, that's when things really change.
I don't think two coaches could be more different than Herm and Saban.
Yeah, for sure, Coach Herm's definitely an NFL guy, which is fantastic. But yeah, he's definitely a player's coach, and he's the man. So.
And is Saban obviously more business-like, and just how would you characterize him as opposed to Herm?
For sure. Not talking bad about anyone or anything, but yeah, there's definitely more the business side, and where it's the door might not be open to his office or something like that. It's a little bit different here, but not talking anything about anyone, but it's great in both places.
Who did you grow up? Who was your favorite player growing up, and who did you kind of pattern yourself after growing up in Alabama?
Tell you the truth, my favorite player was actually Phillip Rivers. Actually, why I wore number 17, most people probably wouldn't think it, but that is 100% who it is, and he's actually from Alabama. He actually played at NC State though, but. Yes, I've always grown up. I was number 17. Now I'm actually number 9, but it was 17 at Alabama when Jalen Waddle left, and so I'd always modeled my game after him. And obviously I love Tom Brady and people like that, but I think Phillip Rivers was the main one growing up.
Anybody from Alabama that you I'm sure you grew up going to games there and whatnot.
Right. I think at Alabama it was just, when I was growing up, it was such the process of just winning, and like A.J. McCarron, Greg McElroy, they might not have had the highest stats ever, but they won games, and that was what I guess I picked up from them. And then also with the Jalen Hurts, Tua, Mac Jones, and Bryce, all of them being there with me, I picked up a lot from them, which has definitely been good.
Have you kind of seen too that backup quarterbacks can go somewhere else and be good and be a starter and emerge as a marquee player?
No doubt. I think it's all about, like I said, the process and the work you're willing to put in. I think a lot of these guys around the country, they want to improve and they want to play, and so it makes complete sense if they think they can, and so that's what I've been.
Are you superstitious at all?
Yes, I am. I'm excited, but I am superstitious. I can't wait for for the season, and
Like,
I can't wait for everything.
What things do you do the same on game day?
Right, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little anxious about just ready for the season. I mean, it's so far away, when you think about it in the long run things, but you just take it day by day, and you can't really look too far ahead because you got a job to do each day, and that's improved.
But you don't have something where you eat the same thing on every day or get up at the same time on game day or anything like that?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's really just, nothing really. I mean, I wear a wristband and I sign Joshua 19 on it every game. That's probably the only thing I can really think of.
Same pump-up song or anything?
No,
Okay.
not even. I'm just chill, Bill. Just going to work. Another day at the office. So don't really have too much.
How much pressure do you think is on you coming in here? Being obviously people say he's from Alabama, he should be really good. Do you sense that there is a pressure that comes with that?
To be honest, I really don't sense too much pressure. Being at Alabama and with my great-grandfather and everything, pressure never really got to me. And you hear it all the time, and you can read the news or anything like that. But me personally, it's just going out there playing the game that I love, and I don't really think too much into it like that. Just go out there and play the best I possibly can.
And you don't ever get tired of getting asked about him and everything?
Oh no, not at all. I mean,
Because it's probably always going to happen. Huh?
right for sure, and it's an honor, honestly, for me. And obviously, I didn't have a personal relationship with him, but I hear so many stories. It really feels like it.
Right. You guys got anything else?
What's the Joshua 19 mean that you write on your wrist?
Joshua 19, it's I hereby command you be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And I pray and touch it for every drive and everything, and so it just means a lot to me, and that's my life verse.
When did that start? When did you start doing that?
Actually in high school when I started doing it, and it's just followed all the way through college and everything, and so I continue to do it hopefully this year and years to come as well.
I know that you mentioned wanting to come and win a Pac-12 title here, but what are some of the other big goals and expectations that you have for yourself?
Yeah, I think obviously me personally, I'm not the biggest goal seeker for my personal stats. It's more just a team goal for me. By the end of the game, I couldn't care if I threw 2 passes as long as we're winning that game. That's all that truly matters. And so I think goals-wise, I think it's us to just win every game and every game take it step by step and make it not worry about who we're playing, but to do our job each play so we can go win the game.
Who do you think is most instrumental in your success? Did you have a quarterback coach growing up or somebody that you know?
Yeah, I think really my dad has been extremely helpful. I could name a million names, I'll be honest, but Mark Tyson, he's been helpful with me throughout the whole way, and my mom as well has been extremely supportive, along with my 3 sisters. And I had a phenomenal high school coach and Coach Josh Floyd, and then obviously all the coaches at Alabama. I mean, I could name a million names who's helped me along the way, but I just know that my family's been there next to me my entire time, and they've been very, very supportive.
Are they going to come out to all the games, do you think? Are they going to make it to most of them?
I think they'll for sure make it out to every game possible. I know my parents will, but I'm not 100% sure about my sister's one. I know is getting married very soon, and so I'm not sure with their schedules, but I know my parents will for sure be there.
When you decided to come here, was Jaden still here, right?
He was still here, yes.
Okay, so how did that thought process? Because you could have been coming here with an incumbent starter.
Right. Coming here, talking with Coach Herm along with the other coaches, I knew I was going to have a chance to compete no matter what, and so they were going to push me to be the best person possible and best player possible. And obviously, Jaden chose to leave, and it was the best decision for himself, and that's his decision 100%. And so. Now it's just another day in the office just to continue to compete no matter what, who's out there. All 5 of us compete, and we're just going to push each other the best way we can.
So competition would have been here one way or another, whether he was here or not.
I believe so, yes.
Just a lot of people.
That's partly above my pay grade, but I believe so, though.
Right.
How do you feel like, or where do you feel like you are in terms of the competition right now?
I'm coming here. I plan on starting, but I think it's take it one day at a time and improve each day and see where it ends up. Because if you do that and you do your job every play, then eventually it'll work out.
Is there anything you felt like you've had to get used to in terms of it's a lot different, whether how the wide receivers run their routes or just anything like that in terms of getting used to that?
Truly, I don't think so. At first, of course, there's a little bit of adjustment, but now I think it's just we're playing ball. Like I said earlier, I think it's just like you're out there, you're trusting the guy beside you, he's trusting you, and y'all gonna make a play, and that's really part of it, rather than thinking too deep into it, because that's when you can get too anxious or anything.
Is there anyone you've been like particularly close to in terms of coming over all the way across the country?
I think all the players have been extremely helpful, and very very nice guys. I know Kyle Sully. He was actually the first guy that came up and talked to me when I was sitting down in the locker room, and that just opened the door to so many relationships. And so I do appreciate him for that.
Is one of the quarterbacks more vocal maybe than the others?
I think we all are pretty vocal. I think it's important to be vocal, like I was saying. You don't have to be the hoot and holler and rah rah where you're yelling and screaming, but definitely to have a voice and to be able to talk is definitely a big deal.